How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Schroeder, my favorite of the two AI gaming cruisers at tier 8, mainly because, well, Schroeder has better armor and also HE secondaries, which I find a little more useful in more situations. Obviously, sap secondaries on Michelangelo, I guess even technically something like Napoli, but Napoli's legendary tier and not what we're talking about. But Michelangelo sap secondaries definitely do shred quite a bit. Although, as an aggressive player, it is kind of awkward not being able to use main guns whenever we do get in close, mainly because, well, Michelangelo's turrets is for some reason in the middle of the ship. It's just super awkward, but yeah, I mean, the secondaries definitely do make up for it, but the armor on Michelangelo having a 25 bow and stern, not as good as Schroeder. Schroeder being able to actually push in secondaries and also using your main guns, I think is a little more appealing than just sap secondaries. Although, it is kind of funny sometimes whenever there's a full HP cruiser that your sap can pen, and just how quickly they melt to your AI gunners. And, well, I mean, I guess technically even Schroeder could do that, just not as quick because, well, as a German, getting more pen for the HE, you're trading off the alpha, so obviously the HE doesn't hit as hard, but you do have opportunities where your secondaries can actually set fires, which we're going to benefit from against this Palmer B. If we were in Michelangelo, sure, our sap secondaries might do quite a bit of damage to the Palmer superstructure. But the thing is, Michelangelo 25 bow, we're definitely going to get overmatched and take a lot more damage than you'll see we actually do against this Palmer. And also, well, if the sap doesn't actually hit its superstructure and it hits its casemate or deck, it's shattering. And unlike Schroeder, it's not going to set fires, which we set quite a few of on this Palmer, as he's trying to run away from us, and, well, our AI gunners actually destroyed his torp tubes. Kind of wish these ships had the mod that could actually increase the survivability of your modules, since it is RNG, and now that we know it's RNG HP, which is kind of cringe in all honesty. But yeah, I don't know, Palmer Beach there, and our secondaries are just raining down on him. He's staying spotted from our teammates, and now he's reversing out. There's not really much he can do. He's still firing AP from his main guns, and I mean, realistically, I think at this point his secondaries are going to do more damage to me than his main guns, as we just stay angled and all of those shells are just ricocheting. The HE shells from him are honestly what's doing most of the damage. The 150s, they can pen, pretty sure, 38 millimeters of armor, so that can definitely pen our bow and deck. But at this point, Palmer's lost so much HP from secondaries, fire, also our main guns actually being able to shoot at him, while he's done almost nothing to us. 10k HP. We also have a full offensive secondary build, so we're using Properly Meticulous on the BA Commander instead of using Master Mechanic, which I feel like I probably would have rather had in this match. Mainly because, I mean, having 4 heals and also battleships that can't actually overmatch might have been a pretty good opportunity to be a little more aggressive and not so worried about conserving my HP. I mean, I probably would have kept charging in, sort of, at the Palmer if I had those 4 heals, but because that Chapayev was there, I decided to just stop and kind of get as far away as him as I could, and still trying to stay in range of the Palmer, just so my secondaries could go to work. Makagero gets spotted carelessly by our sonar, I'm pretty sure, and, well, this is a situation where, I mean, had Kagero actually gotten spotted because his detection was that bad, I think Michelangelo might have actually killed him at that point, just because the sap secondaries would do so much more damage. But now that the Kagero's launched his torps, and we've kind of gone forward to try and keep him spotted as long as we could, since he got away, it's now just time to angle into the Veneto that's on the border and charge at these cruisers that are in front of us. Chapayev has torps, but it's only 4 km, so we don't have to worry about that. The only torps we really need to worry about is the Kagero, but I'm trying my best to sail away from him, so I think I'll be okay. We focus Chapayev with our secondaries because Chapayev HE spamming is probably the most dangerous thing, even though he's shooting AP for some reason. Probably using the new commander from the pirate thing, just getting the AP damage up for every shell hit. Honestly, not the best thing he could have been doing if he was shooting HE, which he finally does switch to, although it took him a few salvos. Definitely would have been the better thing for him to do, as we're finally set on a double fire. Kind of an issue, although Carno is only shooting AP, so as long as we stay angled to him, we will be fine. Although now, it's been kind of a decent amount of time since we've last fought the Kagero, and yep, there are torpedoes from the Kagero that we now need to speed up and dodge. Only 2 torps. I'm assuming he tried to launch them through the gap, so I'm just gonna full speed ahead as quickly as I can, because if he's sailing towards the sea spawn, there's no way that the torps through that same gap where those torpedoes came from could catch me if I'm far enough north. Although, now that I'm past and no torp showed up, I decide to slow down and stop. And this is also when I finally noticed the Kagero actually got into B. So we don't really have to worry that much about torpedoes. What we need to worry about now is the Veneto that was spotted on the border sailing back towards their spawn, as we get spotted flat broadside to him. Luckily, we don't get citadeled and killed off. We are on a sliver of HP. And this is where Schroeder is going to outshine the Michelangelo, and that's just simply having better bow armor. Because we know he can't overmatch, we're just going to do our best to keep our bow pointed right at him. And any shells, well, he would ideally have to hit our superstructure, but if we are bowing, there's a chance that his shells hit our turrets, either pen our turrets and do no actual damage to our HP, or they ricochet off the sides of the turrets, as his salvo actually did barely anything. At this point, his sap secondaries are actually doing more damage to me than his main battery, which is honestly kind of funny. We need to keep closing the distance though, because he's sailing flat broadside, and with these, I want to say arguably Kaiser 305 main batteries, so we're like World War I 305 caliber main guns. You have to be extremely close to really citadel anything, and well, now we're more than close enough to actually citadel a Veneto, and I mean, big mistake by Veneto for sailing flat broadside and actually allowing us to do that, but also Veneto's firing a whole salvo into our bow. If we were in Michelangelo, we definitely would have died because Michelangelo is overmatched, but yeah, we're not Michelangelo. Also, we probably would have died on the first salvo because Michelangelo's citadel is actually hittable compared to Schroeder, I guess in most situations, and yeah, surviving barely with any HP. Again, if I had 2 more heals, probably would have been more useful. Luckily, our flank at A kind of took care of business. Had they folded and we had a bunch of ships that we needed to fight here at the end, rather than chasing a destroyer in our spawn on the border, I think we definitely would have died and probably lost. But luckily, it worked out having only 2 heals, and I mean, we had a ton of secondary hits, fires. AI Gaming, I mean, we got a medal, close quarters medal, so I mean, AI Gaming build clearly worked. Unfortunately, we're not fast enough to actually get back to the C cap, sorry, and well, we're gonna miss out on some XP, as we already know XP from secondary damage is super tragic. So I'm not really expecting anything like from good matches in Schroeder or Michelangelo at this point. I'm looking more for fun. And I mean, there's literally, I think, someone that did like 350k damage in Schroeder, and they still had less than 3k XP, which was super eye-opening, I guess, with how bad the XP is on secondary damage. Hopefully one day it gets buffed. I mean, that's what we're, you know, hoping for every day that we play this game. I mean, I'm sure at some point the question is, will it be too late, just like training rooms? Who knows? But yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward this because, well, we spent like the rest of the match trying to find a destroyer until points ran out, because, well, he went to the corner, he'll torp one of our battleships, but our Summers isn't really that aware of where he is, because I don't think he has perceptive, as it's a 3-bar, and yeah, kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Destroyer sails on the border. It's also a Sumner, kind of disappointing. Imagine if he stuck around his Veneto or the objective. Definitely would have killed me off. from my 2k HP. Probably would have died fighting the Veneto. Their Veneto would still be alive, but I mean, that's just hindsight, I guess. But yeah. Actually, you know what? Maybe he actually kills our Destroyer because our Destroyer did find Kagero. That might have been an opportunity for them to actually win, but he's, yeah, all the way out there. But regardless of whatever the enemy team did, this did kind of tickle my fancy for a AI gaming match. We got to push in and I guess bully pretty much everything we fought against. Kind of wish the Kagero wasn't there to kind of slow us down and cause us issues, forcing us forward. I think if the Kagero wasn't there, we weren't really worried about him. We probably could have avoided the Veneto maybe a little longer, just so we didn't lose so much HP, because we did get caught kind of broadside to him. But it is what it is. Regardless, we had a pretty darn good match, 188,000 damage and well over 400 secondary hits. Kind of all you could really ask for in an AI gaming ship. Like I said, I did go with a full offensive AI gaming build. I think the only thing I may play with back and forth would essentially be Properly Meticulous and Master Mechanic. The skill that reduces our reload for every shell hit from our secondaries is kind of just nasty. Unfortunately, this commander isn't that good on Schlieffen because Schlieffen main guns are just so tragic now after everything about the ship got nerfed. So yeah, I kind of went back to hide on that just so when I do shoot and have a 30-some... Nope, actually, I don't even use secondary mod on Schlieffen anymore. But yeah, we kind of went back to hide for that. But that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more and share with your friends, or leave a comment down below on other ships you want to see in the future. But anyway, till next time, aloha.